So I'm putting on makeup uh because I'm going to work. So excuse me while I do this. So this week's topic is about how we deal with our friends and our family um kind of pushing us to lose weight. And I feel like I've said this a lot before, and I've actually told this story before on this channel, but I used to be a lot fatter. I used to be around 250, 260 pounds. And right now I'm at I bounce around 200. Um, and I spent probably at my highest weight, I was probably in my like late teens, and 20. Um, and throughout that time, I actually had a lot of instances where people would tell me that I needed to lose weight. And I would get a lot of, oh, such a pretty face, but, or, if only you lost just X amount of weight, you'd be perfect. Or what I hated the most was every once in a while, like every 6 months or so, I had my parents kind of pull me aside and could kind of have a serious talk about how I really should consider losing weight and to be more healthy, but also it was always like, but you're such a pretty girl, you need to lose weight, blah blah, which I have multiple problems with. And in each of these cases, I actually, I would cry, I would get really upset. And where's my eyeliner? Where was I? Right. I would cry. I would get really upset until towards the tail end of it, when I actually decided that I had a choice in the conversations I was going to be a part of, and I actually had power in how people treated me. And I think when I hit around the age 18, and my parents did their biannual let's sit down and have a chat in which Sophie gets really upset and cries. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. I know exactly what you have to say. I've been through this talk about 20, 30 times in my life. And I'm not gonna, I choose to remove myself from the situation. This is not gonna happen. You're not gonna upset me. I have control over the situation and I'm gonna have no part in it. Like, I made that decision. So that was actually how I dealt with it. What I do not like is that I lost about 50 pounds in my lifetime, whatever. I am now what I consider society sees as acceptable fat. Even though I'm not like morbidly obese anymore, like I was, um, I'm still I'm 200 pounds. I'm still overweight. I'm still a fat girl, but it's an acceptable fat. It's a chubby, and I no longer get the those pushes, those subtle like insinuations, and I no longer get those talks from my parents, and I don't like it because I feel like I'm still like, you could still argue everything that they argued. You could still argue that, you know what, you're overweight, you're still unhealthy, or I don't know. I feel like because I'm more acceptable aesthetically, I stopped catching shit for it. So yeah, my advice, if you're someone that this happens to, and I mean, I'm assuming it upsets you and generally offends you and is unpleasant, like, I would try and tap in to the epiphany that I had and the realization that I had, which was that, you know what, you do have control over how people treat you. And if you are uncomfortable and it is not your choice to be spoken to in this manner or to engage in these conversations, then it doesn't have to happen. Like, I especially for women, like, I feel like it's important for you to realize that you have power and you have control over what happens to you to a certain extent, at least when it comes to, conversations. So if someone comes up to you, and I really don't care if it's a family member or whatever, and they're doing something that upsets you, I mean, you can just like literally just be like, "No, I'm not going to do it." That's what I did. I was like, literally said, "No, I have control of the situation. This is not going to happen to me. Not now. If this isn't okay, I'm not okay with it." And it never happened again. And if it literally involves like getting up and walking away from a person, like I've done it before, easy enough. If it involves confronting them, do it. I mean, I'm not saying be rude and aggressive and whatever. I'm just saying you have agency. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, that's my advice. Thank you so much to everyone who gave me advice a few weeks ago about my sexy math TA. I like how everyone's advice was like, you ask him out. Dude, if I wasn't as nervous, I could ask him out. I wouldn't be having this problem. Um, I actually had an awesome conversation with him yesterday. So, I mean, things are looking up. We're making eyes at each other. I think if I play my cards right. Um, and what do you think of this? I was thinking if he doesn't do anything, because like there's another month left in the semester, I'm not gonna ask him out. Like, I'm too nervous to ask him out. But I figured at the end of the semester, I could like give him my number. I could be like, here you go. Do whatever you want with that. Please take a hint. I don't know. Where's my mascara?